Hello there. So here's another Dwarf Fortress update, seasonal update video. We're in autumn now, and as many of you know, we were hoping to get the adventure mode beta concluded around nowish, and that's still the goal. We're still working on that.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Future of the Fortress. The clip that you just saw was a little clip from Tarn Talk. Those are quarterly videos where Tarn Adams updates everybody on what's going on with Dwarf Fortress and what's happened in the past few months. I'm not going to cover the whole video here, but I just wanted to let you know that it's out, and if you would like to watch it, there is a link in the description. But the remainder of this video is going to be the Future of the Fortress and Games Report. The Future of the Fortress is a forum thread where audience members and players of Dwarf Fortress can ask Tarn Adams questions about the game. This ranges from current development all the way up to future plans. Whereas the report is kind of their updates and financials, as well as the immediate things that Tarn is working on. So let's start with that. Toady writes, making good progress towards the end of the beta. We put up our first basic tutorial in the last beta update, and the Chosen and Magic and Extended tutorial is now underway. Audio work continues, and we still have to do the temperature and tracking and weather widgets, but we have all of the art for it. 25,000 copies sold in October on the strength of the Steam Weekend deal. That's good, and will carry us through the beta process here. And now we move on to the Future of the Fortress questions. The first question comes in from Dick But DeGreat, and they say, are maps ever coming back to Legends mode? And Tarn's response is, there were some minor display irritations, so I didn't get there for the initial release. And since then, we've been caught up in fixes and adventure mode stuff. Legends will get its finishing sometime soon after the adventure mode beta is done. It all needs to be finished. The second question comes in from Urist Mick Hates Elves, and they say, you and Three-Toe have stated in the past that you plan to add some kind of healing magic, mostly to help with adventurers heal their wounds and replace the current fast travel to wait system. Unless I'm misremembering or have misunderstood things. How exactly do you plan on adding this? Are you afraid that it might undermine the game's current magic system, especially in Fortress mode? If so, how do you plan on preventing that? And Tarn's response is, right now we're playing around with primordial substances that aren't stress-free to obtain from sites, so they won't be immediately disruptive. But yeah, it's definitely a universe setting level change to go further into healing, and making it easier to access, similar to the way other magic like teleportation would heavily disrupt existing mechanics, erring on the side of expanding parameters rather than preventing disruptions. The next question comes in from Urist McTinkerer, and they say, would it be possible to have the beta branch available in itch.io as well? Sorry, I searched the forum, but I couldn't find a definite answer about that. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me it seems it wouldn't be too hard to make it available on itch. I decided to move away from Steam and buy the itch version instead, even though it's twice the price of the Steam version in my country. But I have the feeling that Steam is always favored over itch.io, and I had the same problem to get access to the Linux version via itch in the past. I appreciate if you can clarify this distinction between Steam and itch. Thanks. I just wanted to add a note here and say, you do realize that the Steam version is completely DRM free, if that is the issue. You can copy all of the game files from Steam to anywhere you want and do what you want with them. There is no DRM attached to the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress. You can launch it with Steam uninstalled, but let's dive in to Tarn's response. And he writes, Steam is a bit more convenient for betas, and only a few percentage points of players are using the beta overall, so I haven't been doing itch or classic beta versions to streamline uploads and compile times, and generally, they'll just be crashy garbage for smaller features we did in beta. But obviously something like this is different, though hopefully we'll just be out of this beta soon, and we'll have the Lua beta starting sometime after that, so it'll be good to figure it out. The next question comes in from Juice Thieger, and they say, when the planned Lua implementations are done, maybe it would be a possibility and a good idea to set up a team of modders from this community. They can use the new tools to work constantly based on a shared roadmap with the devs. The additions they've created can be part of the official release, optionally switched off using settings. What's your view on this? And Tarn's response is, people will self-organize regardless, and both Putnam and I are open with questions and such. And as with DFHack, we'll work with people on specific matters as it comes up. I'm not sure why we need an official collection of turn-offable mods when there's the workshop available. The next question is from Worlder, and they say, is the development tab from the website, is there any plan to revisit the graphics for World Screen in Fort mode and Travel Screen in Adventure mode? Even on normal displays, the icons are super small, and I've recently bought a full HD display, and it's absolutely impossible to play because of how small everything is. Planned to be updated at some point? I guess plans and progress can be followed from reading through the forums, but I'm wondering if this is the only way now, or if I am missing some other roadmap somewhere. And Tarn's response is, I'm not going to update it until the Steam update is complete, since it's mostly just been interface stuff in the same vein for the last some years. The items up there are still basically correct, and still basically next. And still not done. The idea of doing larger arcs is out, but chunks are still what we want to do. I'm not sure which format would be ideal, really, since nothing in the past has really been all that accurate. The next question comes in from Jacoa, and they say, what are your plans for aquatic animal people? Are they meant to be bound to the water to breathe? Perhaps for interactions with boats or visitors to underwater settlements? Is it an oversight that the Sponge Man wasn't given extra vision to see like the Worm Man received? And Tarn's response is, I'm not sure we ever decided what to do with aquatic animal people. The ones that require water to breathe rather than the mammalian ones, and the land-based ones don't have settlements either now. So it all requires a lot of work, and the water ones will be more difficult and strange. The first push with this was on land, going to be the entity rewrite stuff with nomadic groups. Now that's just in the mid-range upcoming pile. Sponge people are complicated by their lack of complication, and the peopleification process gives them more abilities, but sponges started very simple. However, they should probably be playable, and maybe extra vision would be good. The next question comes in from DPH Kraken, and they say, on the nautical theme, is it likely that we might have a way other than a complete vehicle system to explore the sea, such as water-breathing syndromes, or fish mounts, or a wagon-style simple boats, so that oceanic adventures may be had? I was reading about Sinbad, and it feels totally in line with Adventure Mode's vision. Expandable companions, fire-breathing elephants, rock eggs, random haulers to foist your artifacts on, and even a necromancer. And Tarn's response is, it feels likely as we get more magical exploration and map stuff. Yeah, loading ocean maps deep under has some tech problems, I recall, but after that, it's just the lack of stuff. The next question comes in from Pilbo, and they ask, since dev plans and roadmaps have changed a lot over the last couple years, I was curious where improvements to wildlife fit into future dev cycles. Things like making animals eat, hunt, and interact more with the world around them. Also, ecological interactions like plants influencing the animals that appear, and animals influencing plant populations, and prey avoiding predators, and predators following prey, etc. And Tarn's response is, as usual, I'm not exactly sure when we'll get to even regular NPC scheduling AI and such, which feels vaguely like Megabeast AI. The hero role stuff on the dev page vaguely referred to Megabeast intelligence improvements, so it's not that the roadmap changed so much, but there's always a lot going on. For the ecology stuff, it's a lot of work with data and such. The biomes we already have from the first correlation for plants and animals, but there's more to do, of course, especially in terms of making it dynamic and responsive. We don't track any animal locations, and there's a bit of this on hunting in the dev screen. And it's hard to do it all over the world without burning the computer. For behavior of individual loaded creatures that are in the play area, it would be cool if animals behaved more like animals, and generally to have a broader range of behaviors and interactions. I'm not sure when we'll do any of that though, since it doesn't fit with existing groupings. The next question comes in from a Spatula66, and they say, how soon can we expect map memory to appear in the beta? I hope it's a priority since it's very important and a useful feature to have, especially when exploring underground. I can understand how it would be difficult to implement with the new graphics though. And Tarn's final response to the final question is, yeah, we're just trying to figure out how to display it. All the code is still there, we just need graphics that work. Possibly something sparse, rather than trying to get faded gray colors to look good. I'm not sure. Sparse could also look bad. Thank you very much for watching this month's Future of the Fortress. Sorry it took so long to release this thing. It's been a bit of a week with a lot of personal stuff going on behind the scenes, as well as just real-life world events making me not super interested in being creative and working, if I'm being completely honest. But I do have to say thank you very much to everybody who's sticking around and waiting in these long breaks between videos. I should have a new project in the works soon. It's currently in the editing chamber, and hopefully you'll see it surface sooner rather than later. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.